What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cheesemate and Chill, where we cheese me out and we chill. I just got finished recording an episode for Consuming Crime, which is my true crime podcast. If you guys want to go listen to that, it's called Consuming Crime. I don't know if I already said that. I covered the John Benet Ramsey case. It was a very dark episode, and honestly, I just want to move on to other things right now because that took a lot out of me. Anyway, but if you want to check out that, Consuming Crime's version of that case or my storytelling, you guys can go check it out on Consuming Crime, available on the same platforms that you can listen to Cheeseman and Chill on. Alright, so let's get into the Cheeseman. Some more serious than others, some kind of laughable, some really not. I think we're going to start off with the shortest one first. This is my list today of what we're going to cover. So we're going to cover Nurse Hannah. Yes, Miss Ma'am, I'm talking about you today because you pissed everybody off, including me. The Last Resort, season premiere, season 2. Are we going to talk about the new episode of Baddies? I'll be honest. Oh, you know what? I have something to say about Baddies. I will say something about Baddies Midwest. And then Sabrina Carpenter breakup. I don't have a super long list this week, but let's just dive into it. All right, so let's talk about the Sabrina Carpenter alleged breakup. Now I'm seeing whispers supposedly that they're still together. I don't know. I'm just going to react to what I heard, okay? And what I heard was that this Barry character cheated on, our queen, Sabrina Carpenter, with Brecky Hill. I don't know who Brecky Hill is. I've never heard of her a day in my life, but I guess she is an influencer, which... I hope nobody ever calls me an influencer. Okay, I'm a podcaster. I identify as a podcaster. Influencer is such an embarrassing thing. I don't even know why, to be honest, because they're just making money being themselves, which is honestly kind of like a slay. But we're not talking about influencers. We're talking about Brecky Hill specifically. Actually, no, we're not. We're talking about Barry Keoghan, however you say his name. Does this surprise me that there is a mediocre man cheating on a goddess with a mediocre woman? Or, you know what? I don't want to say anything bad about Brecky Hill because I want to be a girl's girl, okay? Even though she's clearly not. Does it surprise me that that a bad bitch in the industry is getting cheated on by a dude that obviously doesn't know what he looks like in the mirror? No, it doesn't. Because have you guys seen Jay-Z? I don't know if it's true. I hope it's not. But at the same time, I never thought that they were going to last anyway. Only because you could tell he's got a thing for blondes and it might not be for the right reason. And I never trusted Barry, to be honest. I never did. I knew he was obsessed with Sabrina, but he didn't really give obsessed as in he loves her. He always kind of gave obsessed as in like he loves how much attention she gets. Does that make sense? It's kind of like if like that one song where the guy's like, oh, if no one's looking, I don't want her. Like, I only want a woman that like people are looking at. You know what I mean? Anyway, so those are my thoughts. Barry's an idiot if he did cheat. If not, then they just trolled the whole internet because everybody believes he did. The second thing, and this is going to be brief. I like how I'm not even 5 minutes into it and I'm already like skipping over things. But that's because I have a lot to say about The Last Resort and especially Nurse Hannah, do you know you have 30 minutes? So with Baddies, okay, the only thing I have to say, and you guys might think I'm silly and goofy for this, and maybe there is knowledge in there that reality TV might not be 100% real, because let's be honest, 2 + 2 is 4, 5 + 5 is 10. But you want the illusion to be there, damn it. Yeah, okay, I'm enjoying my show. Okay, it's fake. Shut the hell up. I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? But once the fourth wall is broken, you're kind of like, really? So apparently there was a fight between Anna Mac and I think Bad Dolly, yeah. And Bad Dolly just turned around and pushed Anna, and Tasiki jumps in. Why are you pushing my friend? Which is weird, because why are you defending her now, but you didn't defend her in the... I'm not going to speak against Tasiki because, y'all know she could fight. But anyway, so she got involved, which I thought was cool because I wanted to see a fight, but they barely fought. Anyway, fast forward, Tasiki goes on live and she reveals that was staged. Not Tasiki, the Tasiki part, but she reveals that, like, production had a conversation or something where Dolly and Anna were supposed to start beef. Anna just didn't know exactly when it was going to happen, but they knew it was going to be like a fake beef. So that's why Dolly turned around and just pushed her. So it was like a fake. I'm really sitting here crying about baddies being fake. But you know what I mean? Like, even if we know, we don't want to know. Do you guys get... Okay, whatever. Anyway, so Tasuki was saying I only got involved because I didn't know that they were staging it. But it kind of made me sad that it's now more known that this shit is fake. Am I going to stop watching? Honestly, there's been a lot of really pointless fights. I might. 50-50 that I might. The next thing, we'll get into the last resort last because we gotta talk about this Nurse Hannah chick. Yo, listen, I am so... I try to be like, first of all, a girl's girl, single mother's advocate. I don't like this like bandwagon jumping on like single moms or women or like people that are just trying to mind their own business. And I think that the internet has a lot of scrutiny and does a lot of critiques on things they don't know about. However, Nurse Hannah, I hate to say this because I'm trying not to be a hater, but like she deserves every single ounce of scrutiny she is receiving, every single piece of backlash, because yeah, okay, sometimes the internet makes comments about somebody's parenting. That's not a big deal. Like, okay, you guys are stupid. You don't even have kids. Shut the hell up. But in this case, everybody, parents, non-parents, freaking everybody's like not playing about this kid. So if you guys don't know, Nurse Hannah, probably should have led with this. Nurse Hannah is a TikToker. I don't know how old she is. Probably in her 20s, late 20s. And she's her thing is like Nurse Hannah or something. And initially she received backlash when she was pregnant because she denied prenatal care. She didn't go to any appointments and people, shit on her for that. Even though come to find out, it was because she didn't have insurance. So whatever, she got over that hurdle. And then fast forward, she releases a video where she was like, all right, come with me to clean the diapers around the house. There's probably about 16 or 17. I don't know, but there's a lot just from today. So you literally watch her pick up all 17 diapers from all over the house, not just on the counters next to the trash, but like on the floor, which is, I mean, it's kind of gross. I can't relate, but like, what are you can do? The internet was divided. Half of them, disgusting, bad mother. Other half, postpartum depression is real. I feel you, girl. Da-da-da. Now, she's doing a whole nother thing. So what started this kind of like tsunami of people looking into her and hating on her was this video where it looks like they're at the grocery store and her son is sitting in like the little thing where the kid sits. And the husband like comes around and goes to like give the kid like an ice cream or a box of ice creams or something and isn't even like moving quick or anything. But the kid like flinches. I'm talking like he's scared, you know what I mean? And it's not like he was like, whoop, like try to scare him. He was just scared. And so that started a whole trend of like, your child should not be afraid of you. Like they shouldn't. And I did this. I wasn't going to post it because I don't post my kid. I went into a whole tangent on consuming crime of why I don't, but I just don't. And, I went like this, like to my kid, like I was going to hit him. And he was like, he went a little back like this and he was like, he started giggling. He's like, Mommy. He's like, don't hit me. And I was like, don't worry, I would never hit you. And then it was fine. Like, he wasn't scared. He was like, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's normal then to be flinching like that. And I would have known that without doing the test, but I think everybody was doing it. So I was like, let me see what my son does. Anyway, point is, kids should not be flinching like that. And oh my gosh, the way that the internet started digging after that. And then the clips started surfacing of like times when the child would be reaching for like food off of their plate, there being the parents, and like they would flick the hand or like smack the hand or something. Another instance where they're like eating in the front seat, passenger seat, and she's like, well, my kid needs a nap and he hasn't eaten, but he's not going to eat because he needs to nap. I'm serious about those naps. I'm only going to give him a little pastry. You can feed a child a whole meal and they'll still go to sleep right after. I don't know where that comes from. Weird. Feed your kid. Another one where she's eating like a whole sandwich, but she doesn't want to give her child the sandwich because they want her kid to make a mess in the car. So she gives the kid like a piece of bread. Another one with a $37 winter jacket, talking about it's 8 degrees outside. I probably should get a jacket for him, but it's $37 or $35, whatever. Like, I'm not going to spend that much. Cut to she spent money for her dog's winter jacket. Cut to her spending money on like a $15 chicken sandwich. Cut to she spends stupid money on stupid things. You can't buy your kid a winter jacket. So, and then this other thing, this one I didn't really see a lot of people talking about. Maybe it wasn't as like, I don't agree with it as a parent. And just to add this on top of everything else just makes it horrible. But when she puts him to sleep, first of all, sleep training to sleep by yourself at 4 months is, I disagree with that. Culturally, maybe that's why, because I'm Hispanic and we grew up like sleeping in our parents' bed till forever. But I don't know. So she has he has his own room, the little boy. And she locks the door and then goes back in and unlocks it when it's time to wake up. My thing is like, how do you know he's fine in there? Like, not only do you close the door, but what if he has to get up in the middle of the night? What if he has a bad dream? And she locks it from the outside. So on the inside, you can't get out. But that's the part, for me, that's where my brain goes. It's like, man, if my kid had first of all, my son is 3. He has his own bed, but he sleeps in the bed with me. He chooses to. I ask him, like, do you want to sleep in your bed or your mommy's bed? Like, or do you want to cuddle with mommy, watch a TV, and then go to your bed later? He chooses to sleep next to me. And so for me, he doesn't have bad dreams often. He had one last night. Before that, it was probably a couple months. But anyway, he had one last night, I think, because he kind of jumped and he kind of made this sound like in his dream something scared him. But I was right there, and I am kind of a helicopter mom. Anyway, I was like right there, and I woke up immediately, and I was like covering his face, and, like making sure he was okay, and I was like even kind of softly talking, so he knew. I didn't want to wake him, but I wanted his subconscious to hear my voice, so he can kind of relax, like the monsters away. Anyway, that's me. If you have your kid in their own bed, that's fine. If they have their own room, that's also fine. I personally don't agree with locking them in there. It sounds cruel. Because again, like, can you imagine being a little kid, you have a bad dream, you wake up and like, not only are your parents not there, but you can't even leave your room? Maybe she had a camera that I didn't see, where she could see him. Other than that, I thought that was fucked up. You know what I mean? Among all the other stuff she's doing. So, you know, I try to build this platform on like, I don't want to be a hater. I just want to like gossip and tell stories. But I'm trying not to be a hater. But then people like this come along and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to be a hater. Nurse Hannah can catch these hands. She does not deserve a platform. I think as far as cancel culture goes, I think that this might be the one situation where I don't think anybody's wasting their time. I think she is getting the comments and the support that she deserves. And that's it. Those are my thoughts on Nurse Hannah. Girl, when it comes to people in general, we do not play about kids. Even in prison, they don't play about kids. Have you guys seen these stories that these correctional officers are doing about what happens to rapists in prison? I saw a story the other day. I was like, yo, there's no way she just said all that. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to do it quickly. I'm not going to be able to put this on TikTok because they're going to... she put it on TikTok. She goes to this cell. She sees one prisoner, one inmate there alive, one inmate dead on the floor. There's blood everywhere. And what happened was the dead guy was a chomo, which according to her and this is like their terminology, was a child mo. You guys can fill it in. And the guy alive was not a chomo. I don't know what he was in for, but not that. And so the guy had been sexually assaulting the chomo for a while at that point. And then he wanted the chomo to give him some goods in that area. Like, you guys know, okay? I don't know any other word for that. That's not going to get me taken off TikTok. He wanted him to go downtown. And so Chomo didn't want to. So while Chomo was down there, because he was forced, Chomo decided, I'm going to bite your... Anyway, bites him. Guy gets really mad. Guy beats Chomo to death. So she ends the video by saying, so if you guys really want to know how often chomos get in prison, it's a lot. And they definitely do. No one's getting out scot-free 10 times out of 10. Anyway, that was a side note. Side note. Oh my god. Ugh, I don't want to talk about that stuff on this podcast, you guys. I should have saved that for Consuming Crime. These are two completely different energies. Anyway, so The Last Resort. This episode's not going to be long. I'm already at like 16 minutes, and I feel like I'm just zooming past everything. But I don't know. I've been recording for like 2.5 hours now. You guys, this JonBenet Ramsey case took over like a lot of my voice, honestly. Anyway. Okay, so The Last Resort. This is so niche. I feel like every time I post a clip of me talking about 90 Day Fiancé, it like barely gets any engagement. But I feel like I just have yet to find my people. I'm going to find my people where we could talk about 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort, and all that stuff. I'm going to find you guys. You're out there somewhere. If you're here now, let's talk about The Last Resort season premiere. Let's go through the couples, shall we? First of all, Natalie and Josh, hello. What the hell are you guys doing here? What are you doing here? You guys are not even a couple. Like, I'm pretty sure Josh still wasn't making it official. Like, was he not still like, oh, I don't know what to do with her? And she still hasn't been to his house. Lady, he's probably married or with a girlfriend and telling this girl the same thing that Blueface was telling Jaden about Krishan. It's just for TV, babe. It's just for TV. Don't worry about it. She'll never come to the home. Da-da-da-da. Come on, Natalie. It's crazy because she is one of those personalities that just, it seems like she doesn't put up with anything, but for somebody that doesn't put up with anything, she's putting up with everything with him. So I don't know if that game is on 10 or what the problem is. But yeah, so that's that couple. And then we have Stacy and Florian. Florian is such an asshole. Florian does not care about anybody but himself. I'm not surprised that they're still together. Stacy has a lot of money, and I think she takes care of him financially. Regardless of all the plastic surgery, though, she does not look her age. I think she does look younger. So when I saw her age, I was like, oh my god, I had no idea. Anyway, I feel bad for Stacy. Florian does not care about her at all. I don't know what they're doing there. So I think Natalie and Josh are not going to make it. Stacy and Florian, they shouldn't make it, but they probably will because I don't really see Stacy. Honestly, I feel bad saying it, but I feel like she doesn't want to be alone. So for that reason, I think she's going to stay with Florian at the end. But who else do we have? Rob and Sophie. You know what? They might actually be like one of my favorites this season as far as like least toxic from what I can see because it's funny because when I first was watching them, I was Team Sophie. Because again, I usually lean towards the girl. But the one thing I will say I don't think is cool, just because you're married and this is my personal value, is the like living outside of the home. You know, if you're married, stick it out, sleep on the couch. I don't think she should. I think Rob should. I don't like the fact that she kind of left and leaves all the time. And I think that's kind of, I don't know. When it comes to those two, I think Rob's a bigger problem because he doesn't want to admit when he's wrong. But at the same time, like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see them unpack the relationship more. As far as do I think they're going to last, to be honest, I hope that they do. I really hope that they both learn a thing or two about communication. A little more Rob than Sophie. I'm biased. Gino and Jasmine. I want to say I'm tired of watching these two, but I don't think I am. Maybe that's toxic, but Michael and Angela, tired of it. So tired of it. I was curious to see footage of how everything went down when he actually was in the States, but beyond that, I don't. Honestly, the fact that they got away with televising that to me to this day is crazy because she was so abusive to him that if the tables were turned gender-wise, no way. No, I actually think it's disgusting how much they televise the abuse, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, Gino and Jasmine, I I'm just excited for somebody to check Natalie, honestly. Natalie is such an insufferable person on 90 Day Fiancé. I think she actually annoys me more than Big Ed, which is crazy because he's pretty notoriously annoying. But yeah, I like that Jasmine's on it. Not necessarily her and Gino, but I like that she's on it because I'm like, yeah, somebody needs to check Natalie. Because she's like, you are crazy? I'm crazy. And I'm like, oh, girl, we know. Actually, the only person crazier than her probably is Angela. And the only reason I think she's crazier is because they actually did come head to head. And I think Jasmine toned it down a little bit. You can tell. But anyway, so those two. And then what was I saying? Who else? Oh, Ari and Binyam. You guys, Binyam got to the States and just, I think he got too cocky. I think he got too cocky, too comfortable. And I don't think he wants to be with Ari anymore. I don't even know why he came on. It doesn't seem like he cares at all. He just seems like he wants his social media passwords. Ari needs to just go be with her ex. What's his name? I forgot, but he's very... Oh, Benny's very attractive as well, honestly. His ego is just... Oh my God. But for him to try to say, oh, she's being controlling, I think she's only setting rules. The social media thing, I'm not going to lie, is like, that's a lot. But at the same time, like, you see your husband, father of your child, talking to a bunch of women online. Fuck you, dude. I'm locking you out of everything. You know what I mean? So, whatever. But the other stuff about her being controlling, it's like, are you sure she's being controlling? Or is she just setting regular rules of marriage and you just don't want to be married? Like, that's... Well, we're going to unpack that. I look forward to unpacking it because, again, for them, I think because they have a son, I really want them to... I want them to figure it out, although I'm not hopeful that they will. They've been fighting for so long, guys. Like, so long. You were supposed to bring me a toy. Do you remember? Where's the toy? Kita, sit. Ew! Kita, sit. Okay. Okay, so... Am I talking too much? I'm almost done. Look, I'm falling asleep. I'm almost done. So, yeah. Ari and Binyam, like I said, I don't have a lot of hope because they've been fighting for so long. If anything, I wouldn't even say I hope. I would say I pray that they figure it out for the sake of their son. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it's at a point where they're fighting in front of the kid and the environment in the home is toxic, break the hell up. Break up. Like, I think it's more traumatizing for a child to watch their parents go at it than to just separate. But if they can kind of not do that and still fix it behind the scenes, I would love to see it. Wait a minute, wasn't he posting pictures of him kissing some girl? Oh my God. Not hopeful. You want to say hi? Anyway. What other couples? Oh, Julia and Brandon. I think that's it. I think it was Julia and Brandon. And yeah, I don't know. I think they probably have a good chance of figuring it out too. Although I am curious about Julia cheating. Was it online cheating? Did she actually cheat? Was it emotional cheating? I mean, cheating is cheating, but like, that shocks me because she was so like jealous. You'd think the jealous person wouldn't be the... Well, yes and no, but that's weird. Whatever. We'll find out more. I have hope for them as well. I think that they truly do love each other. I will say that. That might be one of the few couples that I think, okay, I think Rob and Sophie and Brandon and Julia are the only two couples that I think still have that love and care for each other. The other couples, I'm not getting that. I'm getting the vibe that at least one, I think even Stacey and Florian, I don't even think Stacey loves Florian. I think she just doesn't want to be alone, like I said. Jasmine and Gino, I think Jasmine, maybe I don't know what she wants, you know? I think Gino doesn't want to be alone. I don't think he loves Jasmine. Anyway, so yeah, that's when we're going to see, you know, we saw the conversation between Natalie and Julia, which was, I am so proud of Julia. I really am, for kind of being like, I'm here to fix the relationship with me and my husband. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for the drama. So I'm proud of her for speaking up against Natalie. Natalie's a bitch, dude. And again, this is coming from a girl's girl. I love all women. It takes a lot for me to say something about a woman, but like Nurse Hannah and Natalie can catch these fucking hands. Natalie will probably beat my ass. Nurse Hannah's not beating up shit. She's not. If she could beat somebody up like an adult, she wouldn't be beating on her kid. Sorry, too far? Too soon? You guys, think about it this way. If she's doing the stuff online, what is she doing behind closed doors? Come on. 2 + 2 is 4. 5 + 5 is 10. Goodness gracious, I'm tired. Okay, if you notice, I switched areas for a second. I just quickly set up on my couch. I got this new purse, which is really cute. No, I'm not just here to show you my new purse. I saw some stuff on TikTok today that I need to talk about because it's making my very strong opinions come to surface. And I hope that I don't get like too much hate. I hope, if anything, people stand with me because I don't think I'm wrong on this. But I want to talk about the Morgan Bailey thing, okay? Because, okay, if you guys don't know, I'm sure we already know. If you're seeing this on TikTok and you are avid on TikTok or active on TikTok, you know already. There is a content creator. Her name is Morgan Bailey, and she first caught like wind of fame on TikTok because she got pregnant from what she referred to as the random man from Atlanta. And so she was a single mom, and she made very much like F my baby daddy videos, like, but also look at how cute my daughter is. Like, so, you know, like, it was a vibe. She had like a really good following. I don't remember if I ever followed her, or if I do now. I don't think I do. And not because I unfollowed her, I just don't think I ever hit follow. I would just see like her stuff, and like she's cute, quirky, like very funny personality. And that was like her content, right? Fast forward, random man from Atlanta starts coming around, and she starts trying to keep it a secret. And the internet is like, you're not slick. I heard a man's voice. This is weird. Why are you with him? You just said he's a bum. You said he's a deadbeat. You said he doesn't take care of his other kids. Why are you giving him a chance? Da, 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 da. And okay, so then that happened. And then I guess they started trying to make family content, which I never saw not 1 ounce of family content. I only ever saw like the middle parts when they would break up. So like this one time, I saw a video of her. I hadn't seen her videos in months, and she was like really upset because they had broken up, and he had released videos, like cochineros videos, like porn videos of the two of them, and she was very upset. And I just remember seeing the comments, people like, well, you did this to yourself, and did it. And I don't know if I made a video on my TikTok responding to all that, or if I just really wanted to and I never did. But like, you guys don't think that, hold on, let me continue and then I'll release my thoughts. People were really hating on her for that. I honestly didn't see anybody saying anything in her support. And they were just, you know, I think she ended up deleting that video. But anyway, fast forward, I guess they got back together after that. Again, I hadn't seen her for months, and now I'm seeing a video of her posting kind of like an expose telling all of their relationship, because he came online trying to claim that she hit him, which, for those of you that don't know, their build is very, like, she's probably like half his size in height and weight. And so whenever I see like, and that's not to say that women cannot be abusers, because they absolutely can. Believe you me, I have seen it. But in this case, I just kind of was like, I don't know. I needed to know more. So she posted kind of in response to that. And she just said, he's been abusing me for months. He does it in front of our daughter. I put on acne, like those little star patches to cover up like bleeding and marks that he's left on my face. He started hitting me on the back of my head because he knew they were going to leave no marks. What else would he do? He like dragged her by the hair across the room one time, and like all this really, really horrible abuse. And I'm gonna keep going. So for some reason, I wanted to piss myself off, I guess. And I was like, I wonder what this asshole has to say about all of this. So I go to his page, and he has like a couple of videos where he's like releasing screenshots of her essentially begging for him back and saying that she was willing to like financially support him in order for him to come back. And I don't know what his point was. I think he's trying to say like she's being fake for the internet, but it's like two things can be true at the same time. You can be being abused and know I need to leave the situation. The situation is horrible, and also cannot stand the fact of losing, like the thought of losing that person that's abusing you. Those two things can be true at the exact same time. It's actually a psychological phenomenon. It happens enough times where people in the psychology field study it. So for him to try to post those screenshots in order to like negate what she's saying or to disprove her, to prove that she's fake, is like bullshit. What the fuck did you think those screenshots were going to do besides prove her point? Are people going to think that she's like all the things that they think of women that are being abused? Just fucking leave. You're stupid. You fucking went back. That's the way that people think, which is really, really non-compassionate. But you have people like that. And then this time around, I'm happy to see, I do see people in her support. And I feel when it comes to her situation, I have seen situations like that. I've never been in them myself because I was told stories. I watched a lot of TV I probably shouldn't have been watching as a kid, where I just knew I can never be dependent on a man ever, because if ever something happens and I don't want to not be able to leave. That was like, but not everybody was like molded in that way, you know? And some people get really lost and do stupid shit in this fantasy of like having a united family, that unit, that mother, father, child unit. They want it so bad that they put up with the dumbest shit that we think is dumb. But I don't think it's dumb. I would never do it. I don't care for that. Listen, for me, I think it's 2024. We have plenty of families that aren't mom, dad, child. We have plenty. It's dad, dad, child. Mom, mom, child. Mom, mom, dad, child. We have mom over here, dad over here. Dad has stepmom, mom has stepdad. Like, we have it. And as long as each person is committed to treating that child right and treating their partner fair in front of the child or away from the child is fine. The child is fine. Anyway, it's unfortunate that people get lost in this fantasy, and I think that's what happened with Morgan. And I do think that she deserves a lot more grace than she's getting on the internet, because what people who have never been through it can say is dumb. Maybe she thought him hitting her was the only time he would ever do it, the first time. Maybe she thought, okay, if he sees how bad he hurt me this time around, maybe he won't do it again. Maybe she thought, okay, if I just do this differently or do this differently, he'll stop, or he'll see what he's doing and he'll stop. Maybe, and I'm not saying it because I've been in it. I'm saying it because I've been very close to a situation just like this, and it's not easy to just pack up and leave. Don't you think no woman would have put up with it ever if it was easy to leave? I don't think that she needs to be dealing with the bullshit comments right now. I think that, and honestly, a part of me wants to say to her to maybe like get off the internet for a second. But seeing the screenshots that he posted, you could tell she's not close with her family, which is none of our fucking business. Fuck you for posting that. But he posted screenshots of her venting about her family and how she feels alone and da-da-da. So with that being taken into account, maybe the internet is where she goes for connection, you know? If she can help it, I would advise her to stay off for a second. If she can't, I'll do my fucking best to comment in her defense if I see a video and post this video, because some of you guys have just no fucking idea, and nobody cares to understand a situation they've never been in. Like, try for a second to, even if you've never been in a situation, just fucking try. You see enough women go through it where you should be able to think maybe it's not that easy. So anyway, yeah, those were my 2 cents. I don't want to like keep repeating myself. I think I made every single point I could possibly think of in this moment. Yeah, that was it. Other than that, the only other thing I can add at the very end of this episode, which is not nearly as long, is just this shooting that happened in New York City, where the CEO of United Healthcare was like shot and killed in the middle of the street by this gunman that was wearing like a hoodie, and he had like a gun and a silencer. He wasted no time. He just walked up, shot him in the back, I think walked up again, made sure he was actually dead, and then like left. It was like, and you know, like the general consensus that I've been seeing is like, you know, people are saying like, oh, I hope his insurance covers this, or basically digs because we are upset about the delays or the denials of insurance companies. And this particular insurance company denied a third of the claims that came in. And it's annoying because I saw some lady on TikTok say, you guys, this isn't funny. You guys are evil. This is somebody's father, son, husband. This is da-da-da. Okay, yeah, but he is part of the problem and a contribution, a huge contribution to why that person's father, son, and husband is no longer with us. So the insensitivity is coming from a place. It's coming from somewhere. And I think that's kind of why most people don't feel bad about him being killed, because they have or they know people that have passed away from not having health insurance because they were denied or the claims were being delayed. And it's disgusting. It really is. And I feel like people at the top in health insurance or in other industries are starting to hopefully realize, like, the working class still has huevos. Like, we're not just going to fight and put up with minimum wage and you raising prices because, like, for me, for example, and this is sad, but like when they keep raising the price of gas, what the fuck am I going to do about it? Me individually, you know, it's like I have to get to where I'm going regardless. So I'm going to pay the price. And I think that these big corporations are seeing that and taking advantage of that. Oh, well, they're going to have to they need milk anyway. They need to just raise the price. And it's like, so I think this is a huge symbolism and huge message, I think, if anything. And I think that's why there's no sympathy towards the gentleman that passed away. How do I feel personally? I feel like I don't want to say, because I don't want to wish death on anybody. I feel like that goes against my religious beliefs. But what I will say is I'm glad that people cannot see comments that I like publicly, because that's when I kind of, let Evel Knievel out a little bit. But yeah, with that being said, if it wasn't already abundantly clear why people don't feel sorry for this kid, this gentleman, well, that's probably why. Stop pissing us off. It's not a threat. I'm not threatening you. I'm just a girl with a new Disney bag and a cross on my neck. Leave me alone. Déjame en paz. Anyway, that's all. I'm like wheezing because I got really like hyped up over the Morgan Bailey conversation. Also, I think my new neighbors are smoking weed, which I don't want to be like a snitch or like a buzzkill or anything, but I have like a 3-year-old and I have asthma, so I might have to write like a note. I don't know how to nicely be like, hey, can y'all? My bathroom, it smelled like somebody went and fucking smoked in there. Anyway, if you guys have any tips. I don't want to snitch on the complex. I don't want to get them kicked out, but I also really need them not to smoke where it's going to go through the fucking vents. Go outside. Holy shit. Like, I'm sure people that smoke weed have ways to not have it smelling in the home. Don't they? I don't know. I haven't smoked since I was like 18. Anyway, thank you guys for choosing Mando and chilling with me today. You will hear from me next week. In the meantime, if you want to listen to a true crime podcast, I do have one of those. It's called Consuming Crime. And I started releasing episodes again recently. So you guys will hear me there if you would like. If not, just wait for me next week and we will cheese me out again. And that's all. Have a good one. Bye.